Hello and welcome to another YuGiOh video, and today I am taking you through a couple of really cool Cyber Dragon Orcust combos. The first of which is like the classic Cyber Dragon play. You open your core and you open your machine dupe. We're also going to take a look at a slightly more, what you might consider a slightly more awkward hand, where you open like a core or something alongside your nightmare. Now, keep in mind, core is essentially like a 6 of or even more because you can play all the search spells. Now, machine dupe is of course only a 3 of, but even then, a 3 of is still pretty high. So you've got more than 10% chance of seeing this kind of hand in your deck, which is really nice. So without further ado, let's get into the first combo. So we're going to start off by normal summoning the Cyber Dragon core, use its effect to add the overflow to hand, and then we'll leave the core on because we're going to activate the machine dupe. And that will summon 2 Cyber Dragons from deck. And then when we're here, put that in the graveyard. These two can actually overlay into Infinitrack Riverstormer. So this is a really cool card from the Infinity Chaser set, which allows you to detach a material in order to either add from your deck to your hand, or send to the graveyard an Earth Machine. So that includes Scrap Recycler. So we've already used our normal summon, so we have to get another way into the Scrap Recycler on board. So you can link these two into a Platinum Gadget. Then use the Platinum Gadget's effect, summon the Scrap Recycler from hand, and use that card's effect in order to put an O-Lion into the graveyard. O-Lion summons a token, so let's bring out a Perry token, and then we're immediately going to link these guys off into the classic Scrap Wyvern. Summon back the Recycler, destroy the Recycler, and then use the Wyvern effect to summon a Scrap Golem from deck, and then use the Wyvern to pop the Platinum Gadget. Now you do for this combo want to play Cyber's Gadget, so I've just got a Gold Gadget here which you'll summon off the Platinum. But through the power of movie magic, we're going to turn this into a Cyber's Gadget now. There we go, and then from here we can use the Scrap Golem, bring back that Scrap Recycler, and then use the Recycler's effect to send the wand. And this is like classic Orcust combo now, so these two go into your lib. Lib will set the succession, which will then activate, bring back that Golem, bring back the Recycler, and then use the Recycler to send the Nightmare. So this kind of board is very similar to what you may have seen on the channel previously with the like normal Mekk Knight Orcust variant of Orcust, if you've watched my like hour-long combo tutorials. But with this version, we don't yet have a skeleton in the graveyard because we didn't start things off by normal summoning a Gearsu. So in that sense, it's slightly worse, but in another sense, it's slightly better because we do have this overflow. So even if we were like Nibirude or something, we still actually have a play of just set the overflow and live off that basically, which is really nice. So when you're at this point, you're in a super strong position because you've got Nightmare 1 set up and the overflow. So again, as I say, Nibiru is not going to be too painful here. So from here you can then make your Link Summon into an Appaloosa. So we use the Gadget and the Scrap Wyvern and the Golem in order to bring out the Appaloosa. And then we'll use the effect of the Gadget to summon a token, which we'll just put over here. I'm going to use that down the line anyway. And now we can start limiting ourselves to dark monsters. So banish the Nightmare, and that will send the Skeleton to grave. Then we can banish the Wand in order to bring back the Nightmare. And then we can link these two into our first Galatea. Yeah, doesn't really matter where this one goes. We're not going to use the effect yet. We're just going to go straight into a Dingirsu and attach the World Wand here. And then we can link with this and our token in order to bring out an IP Masquerena. So now from here we've got these skeleton lives still, so we can banish that, summon out the Galatea. You can choose where you want to put it. If you put it here, then you can potentially point to it with whatever you summon off your IP. Alternatively, you can just like put it over here. I quite like the fact that it points to the other extra monster zone, but it really depends on what board you're trying to make following on from this. And then we'll use the Galatea, put back the skeleton, and we'll get access to the Babel. So let's take a look at the end board that we have here. So we have IP Masquerena with a lib that is set up to shuttle away something from the opponent. We've got Appaloosa for 3 negates here. We've got a Galatea, which will be able to trigger during, activate during the opponent's turn when we activate the Nightmare to put the skeleton into the graveyard. That will set up the Dingirsu play if we want to use that. We've also got the Overflow which can activate to pop 2 different cards, because we've got 2 different Cyber Dragons with different levels in the graveyard, and we've got the Babel, so we can use all of our Orcust effects as quick effects. I think this board is really, really nice. There is, of course, the slight variation. If you see my other combo video, you'll have spotted it already. It's that you don't go into the Appaloosa, you make a Union Carrier over here, use it to get to your Longirsu play, and then equip to the Longirsu the Buster. But I don't think you should play that in the main deck of this build, so I'm not going to show you that combo. If you're interested, check out the Orcust combos, the Ultimate Guide, and that will have all of the information that you need to get from that previous board into the board with the Longirsu play. And now we're actually going to take you through a combo that's, what if you open your core and your Nightmare, but you don't initially see a way to play in order to get out a full Orcust board. So let's take you through that one. Okay, so sometimes you won't open the most optimal hand, and one of those is Core Nightmare. So some people just don't initially spot the play, which is why I wanted to bring it to you guys, just in case. But it is pretty simple. Just normal summon the core, use its effect to add a Cyber Repair Plant, and then link that off into our Almirage here. Then we're going to use the Repair Plant. Because we have a Cyber Dragon in our graveyard, we can add the Natchster, and then we can use the Natchster effect by discarding the Nightmare. And then here it's pretty basic, we just banish the Nightmare to send the wand, banish the wand to summon the Nightmare. We're going to link specifically with the Almirage and the Nightmare here in order to bring out the Galatea. We're then going to use the Galatea, put back the wand in order to get access to the Babel here. And then we will these into Dingesu, and then link these two for our IP Masquerena. So this is very similar to just opening a Girsu on its own in terms of your end board, because you've got access through the Nightmare to recur either your Galatea or your Dingesu during your opponent's turn. Plus you have the great recursion that during the following turn your Cyber Dragon Core gives you another body to play with, which is really, really nice. And then from there you can get additional access to the Natchster, and because your Dingesu has 2100 defense, when you next summon your Natchster you can bring back your Dingesu. That will lock you into machine monsters, but it's really not a problem, and I think it's a great way to play around with this deck, and definitely fun to try little different variations when we're in a slightly less competitive format, because real life events aren't really picking up at the moment, and there are lots of really cool versions of Orcust. Let me know what you think about these combos in the comment section. I'm going to be doing a full deck profile of the Mekk Knight Orcust Cyber Dragon deck coming very soon, so stay tuned for that one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.